Hello, Alicia here. Welcome to your yoga class. Today's class is going to be pretty chill, pretty gentle yoga for heart opening and heart healing. This is a perfect class if you have gone through any kind of pain in your life, especially recently, something that might have broken your heart, something that may have been traumatic, maybe any kind of loss. Maybe you're just going through it. We're going through hard times right now, and sometimes when we're really being tested in life and we've gone through a lot of pain, there's a tendency to want to close the heart, to build walls around the heart. And this is really understandable, right? You're trying to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself. And at the same time, it's so important to keep the heart walls down, to open up the heart, because we can often get in our own way in terms of giving and receiving the love that we deserve. So if you're going through it right now, maybe you've been through something really painful and maybe the heart feels a little closed off, you're in the right place. We're going to work on opening it up. And not like in this really intense way where we're like pushing it and like, yeah, you have to open. You're not doing it right. No. We're going to be gentle. We're going to be soft, and we're going to take it easy. And, change takes time. So be patient with yourself. Let's cultivate a little bit of compassion and just let's start with the self. Let's start with some self-love, right? That's where the good stuff starts. And just remember too, it's so important to be able to give and receive love because love fuels all. It's the good stuff. It fuels the good stuff here on earth. So let's start to tap into that a little bit. You won't need anything from the class, just yourself wearing something comfy on a mat or a comfortable surface. All right, so bring the left knee down on the mat, facing in front of you, in line with the center of your body, and then cross the right leg over top. So the right foot is going to be on the outside edge of that left thigh. Bring the right hand back behind you at a diagonal. Take an inhale, bring the left arm up. Exhale, take a twist over to the right. Bringing that left, elbow on the outside edge of the right thigh. Twisting from the core, not from the neck. Take another inhale as you bring your left hand to your heart. Maybe you close the eyes for just a moment. And set the intention to tap in with the heart, to connect in with the heart, to open up the heart throughout this class, and to start or continue the process of healing that beautiful heart of yours. Inhale, unwind, left arm comes up and down. Bring the left arm down to a diagonal back behind you. You're just gonna bring the weight onto the hands behind you as you switch the legs. So now the right leg is down on the mat, right knee is in front of you, center with your body, left leg over top. Inhale, right arm comes up overhead. Exhale, take a twist over to the left, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Twisting from that core, not from the neck. As you take another inhale, place that right hand on your heart. And just really ground, solidify that intention that you set with connecting with the heart, opening up the heart, healing the heart, being totally present with the heart. And maybe just take a moment to thank your heart. Thank you, my heart. Your heart beats without you having to think about it, without you having to work for it. You didn't have to do anything to earn your heart. You were born with it because you are worthy of a heart and you're worthy of love. Inhale, unwind. Bring that right arm up and down, and then you're just going to swivel onto the right, coming onto hands and knees. You're going to start to engage that Ujjayi breath if you haven't already. So just deeply breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, creating a little bit of constriction in the back of the throat just to create that oceanic baby breath. You're going to start to pivot onto that right knee, and as you do, swivel out that right foot so that it's just on the outside edge of the right side of your mat. As you bring the left leg back behind you, straight back behind you, inhale, left arm comes up, and exhale, start to get a big stretch into the left side of the body. Inhale, you can bring the left arm back behind you, opening up the chest, opening up the heart towards the sky. And exhale, bring the left hand down, left knee back, and pivot the right knee so it's back to neutral. Your left knee, your knees are under your hips, your hands are under your shoulders. Inhale, take the same thing on the opposite side. Start to pivot that left foot out to the outside edge of the left side of the mat. Inhale, bring the right hand up overhead. And then exhale as you relax into the pose or into the stretch, opening up the right side of the body. And when I say relax, you're not sinking into the shoulder here. You are keeping it pretty strong. You're feeling a nice deep stretch throughout the right side of body. Inhale, open up the right arm back behind you as you swivel and open up the heart to the sky. Take another inhale. And exhale, bring right hand down to mat. Pivot the left knee, bring right knee under right hip. I'm going to take bird dog just to start to activate the core a little bit because we're going to get into some back bends to continue opening up the heart. So ground that left hand underneath the left shoulder, right knee under right hip. Bring right leg back behind you, left leg back behind you, right arm forward. Bring the left foot up off of the mat and feel the straight line all the way from your hand to your heel. Feel the strength of this pose. Don't sink into the left shoulder. Push the mat away. Feel that straight line and bring the belly button in towards the spine. Take another inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow. Pull in that tummy to the spine. And inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, extend right arm forward, left leg back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. And then start to bend the left knee so that your toes are going up towards the ceiling. You can stay here. You can bring that right hand down to the mat if you need a little bit more stability, or you can start to bring that right arm back behind you and see if you can catch that left foot. You can catch it on the inside edge of that foot if you'd like. You can catch it on the outside edge. Doesn't matter. Just try to bring, if you are able to catch it, and no worries if not, just see if you can push that foot into your hand. Shine the heart forward. And then keep the leg where it is. See if you can bring that right hand down to the mat. Maybe you're already there. Again, you can stay here. You can start with bringing the weight over onto the right knee, onto the right hand. And I forgot to mention, if you need to tuck the mat underneath your right knee for additional support, go for it. I know sometimes that right knee, or both of my knees, can be a little sensitive, so I need additional padding. So from here, start to shift the weight onto the right knee, onto the right hand. You can stay here. You can keep the hand down. Or you can start to stretch that left arm back. See if you can catch that left outside edge of the foot so the left thumb will be pointed down toward the mat and kick into that left hand. The left knee is going directly back to the mat, not out to the side. And then bring left hand down, left knee down. Awesome, we're gonna take that to the opposite side. So if you know you might need some additional padding under that left knee, go ahead and pad it now. And you can use a blanket, folded blanket too. All right, start to bring the right foot back, left arm forward, bring left foot up off of mat, feel the straight line all the way from fingertips to your heel. Bring that belly button in towards the spine, almost like you're wearing a corset. And don't strain yourself. You just want to feel the strength in your core. Take an inhale, feel the extension from fingertip to heel, and exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. 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 And then again, bend the right knee. You can take the left arm back behind you. You can catch the inside edge of the foot, the outside edge. Or if that doesn't feel good for you, maybe it just feels a little off balance. Maybe you just don't feel confident in that right now, and that's okay. You can keep both hands down on the mat. And you can still think about bringing that right knee back toward the back edge of your mat. If you've got that foot, try to push the foot into the hand. Create a little bit of resistance, shining the heart forward regardless of which variation you're in. And exhale, bring the left hand down. Again, you can stay here. Maybe your right leg's getting a little tired, so maybe you rest it for a second. And if you're ready, maybe you start to shift onto the left hand, onto the left knee, and you can play with the balance. Maybe you just lift the right arm up a little bit. Maybe you start to reach it back toward that right foot. If you are able to catch it, start to kick the right foot into the right hand, opening up the heart. And exhale. Bring hand, bring knee back down to the mat. Untuck the mat from underneath your knee or the blanket if you've got it. Remove it, and you're just gonna sink the hips back, knees are wide, hands stretch forward, child's pose. Balasana, let the heart sink down toward the mat. And just take a moment here. Still using that Ujjayi breath. Inhale, bring your weight forward. Bring the knees so that they're back underneath the hips. Hands are underneath shoulders. And we're going to take some cat and cows. Inhale, shine the heart forward. Gaze comes up, belly drops down, arch the back. Exhale into cat. Rounding the spine, belly button tucks in towards the spine. Gaze drops down. Cow, open up the heart. On the inhale and exhale, take it into cat. Take a couple more, using your own timing, your own breath. Keep using that Ujjayi breath. And then find stillness. And from here, you're just going to start to walk the hands forward onto the mat. And then slowly, once they're pretty far forward in front of your shoulders, you're going to keep the knees where they are. You're going to start to melt the heart down toward the mat for Anahatasana, melting heart pose, puppy pose. Opening up the shoulders, opening up the chest. And from here, it can be really tempting to just kind of like completely release into the pose. And while that may feel really, really good, maybe you do it for just a second to play with it. But try to bring the belly button in towards the spine still. Still keep a little bit of strength here, while still relaxing that heart down, opening up the heart. And from here, start to bend the elbows as you shift. Now, if you have any issues with your shoulders, maybe you are double jointed in the shoulders, instead of sliding through, I want you to bring your hands to either side of your chin and then lift yourself up. If you feel comfortable, another way that you can move through this is to start to bend the elbows as you glide the body forward and start to bring the belly down onto the mat, bringing yourself into Sphinx pose, Salamba Bhujangasana. If you have any issues with the shoulders and you're a little nervous about sliding through, you're just going to bring your hands from melting heart to either side of your head, lift yourself up, and then bring the body forward, bring the arms forward, Bring one elbow down and then the other. And bring yourself into Sphinx this way. So hands are flat onto the ground or the mat in front of you. Forearms are parallel with one another. And the elbows are underneath the shoulders. The heart is shining forward. Legs are straight behind you and flat on the mat. From here, you're gonna start to bend the left knee, and then you're gonna catch the left foot, if you can, bending that left foot in toward, or not bending, you're not bending the foot, but you're bringing the foot toward the bum. This is Ardha Bekasana, half frog pose. Make sure you're not sinking into the right shoulder. You're keeping it strong, opening up the heart. And maybe you can't quite reach, maybe the foot is a little bit farther out. That's okay. Be where you're at. If you can't quite reach the foot, maybe you just stay here and bring your left leg or your left arm back behind you. If you have a sweat towel or something nearby too, you can wrap it around your foot and pull it in. Release the left foot, release the left hand. Gonna take that to the opposite side. So start to bend the right knee and catch the right foot with the right hand. Half frog pose on the other side. So the elbow is going straight up towards the sky, and you're bringing that heel in towards your bum, opening up the chest without sinking into the shoulder. So when I say sinking, look at the video really quick. This is how you want to be a little bit strong, or definitely strong here, versus sinking into that shoulder, sinking down. Strong, shining the heart forward. Release the foot, release the arm. From here, you're just gonna pivot the arms out to the side, stack one hand on top of the other, and lay the forehead, the third eye, down onto the top hand. Just take a moment here. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's 73 degrees here today. And y'all, I am used to like 100-degree weather, so I have all the windows open. It is gorgeous, and it's just, there's a slight breeze, and it just feels so good. So maybe you take one thing, maybe you take a moment right now to find one thing that you're grateful for. What's one thing that you're grateful for? One thing that's positive, one thing that's going well in your life. And then once you've got it, we're going to start to shift into the next pose. Bring the, oh my gosh, we're already at 18 minutes. Y'all, time just flies by. So from here, you're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, start to lift up into Bhujangasana, cobra pose. So the heart shines forward, the elbows are tucked in toward the ribs. Legs are flat and straight behind you. And exhale, start to bring the heart back down to the mat. Bring your hands back behind you, palms are down on the mat. Bring your feet together. And on an inhale, keep the legs glued to the mat as you start to bring the chest, the head, and the shoulders up off of the mat. Arms are back behind you, palms down toward the mat. Definitely not touching the mat, kind of like you're airplaning through the sky, or maybe you're a bird flying through the sky right now. Legs are down. Inhale, exhale, take it down. This time, bring your legs up as well. Inhale, arms up, legs up, locust pose. Salabhasana. And exhale, heart down, shoulders down, legs down. This time, cross the hands back behind you, interlace the fingers. Pull those shoulders down and back. And as you inhale, bring the arms up, bring the legs up. Take another inhale. And exhale, bring all the limbs down. From here, you're just going to bring one arm forward onto the floor or the mat in front of you, and you're gonna roll over onto that arm and onto your back. From here, place the hands underneath the bum. So just lift one cheek and then the other. You're gonna keep the forearms parallel with each other. So start to bring yourself up, bring the head up with the neck, all in one line. Bring those forearms parallel with each other, parallel with the long edge of the mat. Hands are underneath the bum. And from here, you're just gonna start to lay the head slowly, gently back. Really opening up the heart, opening up the throat. And start to slowly, very gently, start to lift the head back up. Do not snap the head back up. Slow movements, being gentle with the neck. And then start to bring the arms out, slide them out toward the sides as you lower the back gently and slowly down toward the mat. Bend the knees, remove the hands out from underneath the bum, hug the knees in towards your chest and just rock left to right. Starting to massage out the back. We did a lot of back bends as we opened up the heart. Take some circles with the knees, going in one direction and then the other direction. And when you go in the other direction, you can flip the cross of the ankles. I don't know if I mentioned that. I meant to. My apologies if I didn't. Find some stillness. And then start to extend one leg out on the mat and then the other, bringing the hands to face up towards the sky. And see if you can tuck the shoulder blades in toward one another. So you're just hugging in those backbones toward each other. Those are the scapula bones, where if you had angel wings, they would fall on your upper back. You're just gonna hug them in toward each other, shining the heart forward. You can stay here, or I would recommend bringing both hands on top of your heart, crossing one hand over the other. And just allow yourself to relax into this final pose. Release the controlled breath, and if you feel comfortable, close the eyes. Now I just want you to imagine, bring your attention to your heart center. And I want you to visualize, imagine that a bright white light is starting to grow from the center of your heart. And as you give it more of your attention, it starts to grow and it gets bigger and brighter. And imagine that bright white light, maybe it's even a little sparkly. And as it grows brighter and bigger, it starts to envelop your entire heart. And that light, that healing energy that's coming from your own heart, starts to go into every single cell of your body. And that light spreads throughout the body into every tissue, every organ, every muscle, every cell, every bone, into every dark crevice within the body. And that bright white light keeps growing. And it starts to spill out of your pores. And it starts to create a shield of bright white light around your body. And maybe you prefer to give it a different color. Maybe your light is golden. Maybe it's blue. Maybe it's green. It doesn't matter as long as it's bright. And maybe give it some shimmers. But that's just a personal preference. And imagine now that you're surrounded by this bright light that surrounds your body, that comes directly from your heart. Not only does this light heal, but it also protects. May this shield of bright white light help you see that you don't need to build walls around your heart to protect yourself. Your heart can be fully open, and the energy from your heart can still protect you. Allow yourself to really feel into this energy that you are cultivating from within. And just take a moment to thank your heart one more time. Thank you, my heart. I love you, my heart. Thank you, my heart. I love you, my heart. We're going to start to move out of the practice, but if you'd like to stay here longer, you are more than welcome to do so. Start to wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, and on your next inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And get a nice big stretch in the body. And then roll over onto one side, bending the knees, resting the head onto the lower arm, keeping the eyes closed. And then on the next exhale, start to push yourself up off of the mat, keeping the eyes closed, and come to find a seated position. We're going to end the class by circling the arms up overhead. The hands will meet in prayer, and then as you exhale, chant one big loud Om as you bring the hands down to heart center, keeping them in prayer. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Om it down. Imagine that big bright white light, or whatever color it is, emanating from your heart, still surrounding your entire body. And know that you can always come back to this practice, and that shield of protective and healing, loving light can be cultivated by you at any time. And you can lock it in now for the rest of the day. And when you feel ready, gently, slowly, open up the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. And as I said, you can come back to this practice whenever you want. I love you, and thanks for being here. Namaste. If you want to stay in tune with anything I'm doing, you can check me out on Instagram. And if you are curious about working one-on-one with me, I specialize in trauma and spirituality, and I've got an entire coaching program where I serve women who are looking to heal themselves. So if you're interested in that, look in the description box below the video, and you can find my Instagram there as well. All right, namaste. Again, goodbye.